Ready, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Greer, I'm gonna do Mr. Bowdich's case first. He had started with Mr. Gill first. People versus Dennis Gill. Mr. King, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry King for the people, P78774.
And Mr. Bowdich on behalf of Mr. Gill.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowdich, 45367, appearing on behalf of with Mr. Gill.
And I have, this matter was originally set for an exam. There were 2 felony counts that were attached to this. The felonies were dismissed at exam. This was set for a pretrial today. With that being said, Mr. Bowdich, have you had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Gill?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have explored all his options with me. Mr. Gill is requesting a jury trial.
I will make the notation to put this in the file for set for jury trial. Mr. Gill, we have your contact information. The no contact order remains on the case, so you're not to have contact with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you are all set. We'll be in contact with you.
Thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thanks a lot. Have a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
day.
Your Honor.
You too.
Thank you, Mr. Gill.
People
I'll call you.
versus Todd
Okay.
Wyckoff.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry King, P78774 for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sharon Greer appearing on behalf of Mr. Wyckoff, who is also present on the Zoom.
And there, this situation, there was not an offer. My understanding is, Mr. King, that it was to either plead straight up or go to trial. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Greer, what would your client like to do?
At this time, Mr. Wyckoff would like to enter a plea of guilty as charged.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice or rights form?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it true that on or about July the 27th of this year, you were in Huron Township and you assaulted one Eva Maria Hernandez, with
Yes,
whom you
Your
had a
Honor.
dating relationship, and you inflicted a serious or an aggravated injury on her?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept your plea. Do you understand this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it voluntary?
Yes,
Anybody
Yes, sir.
promise you or threaten you to get you to plead guilty in this matter?
not at all, Your Honor.
Trying to figure out if we have his contact information. Heather, can you look up, do we have his phone number and his email?
Should have my phone number, but I don't think you have my email.
You know what? I see the phone number. Can you give me your email?
All right, my email address is at Todd Wyckoff Senior 2005 @gmail.com.
Is it Todd Wyckoff Senior spelled off or SR?
SR
SR, what was it, the number
2005.
at Gmail?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation department will be in contact with you and will set a sentencing date. They'll send a letter to the victim, ask her if she wants any input, and then I'll see you by Zoom for sentencing, okay? Ms. Greer,
Okay.
you'll also be notified.
There's
Sentencing
one more
date will be
issue.
Determined later by the court.
What's that?
Sentencing will be determined later by
Yeah, Shannon's got to do the PSI and stuff. It's a little bit of a, Mr. Wyckoff, when you get the questionnaire and stuff, make sure you respond timely with filling out the paperwork, because otherwise it generates a bench warrant if you don't do it within the 14 days, okay?
Your Honor, I just asked that the court make sure to apprise our office of the sentencing date so that we can notify the victim.
We actually are going to notify the victim,
Perfect.
but okay, but we'll notify you too.
Your Honor,
Ms. Greer, what was your other issue?
my issue is Mr. Wyckoff is currently on a tether, and he has been on that tether since July.
July 30th.
Yes, there have been no allegations that he has violated the terms and conditions of the tether, but he is working, he's employed, And now that he has taken this plea and we are ready for sentencing, he has admitted to his responsibility in this situation. And I believe at this point that if the court could remove the tether
Mr.
and there
King,
would
any
not.
comments about leaving, Ms. Greer, stop. Mr. King, any comments about leaving the no contact and removing the tether?
I would object to removal of the GPS tether. The allegations in this case are quite severe. The victim landed in the hospital with several missing teeth and was in a neck brace. She expressed
But
to
has
me-
there been any
Pardon.
allegation of any contact or attempted
There
contact
is
in the
not, Your
past?
Honor, but she did express to me at time of charging that she's incredibly fearful and she remains committed to seeing this case through. The defendant has a lengthy criminal history, including larceny and fraud convictions in the recent past.
I'll tell you what, Ms. Greer, when we sentence him, we'll talk about removing the tether. I'm gonna
Thank
leave
you.
it for the moment. All right?
Thank you.
You're all
Thank you,
set.
Judge.
Thank you.
Well, my past record
now-
shouldn't have nothing to do with this, getting the tether off.
Well,
That
I'm
was
not letting you have the
moving on,
tether
and I
off.
did what I was supposed to do.
Well, you're gonna keep the tether on until I sentence you, and then I'll decide what we're gonna do with it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Ms. Greer, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Ashby. What's the offer on Ashby, Mr. King?
The offer on the Ashby case. I think I expressed this to Ms. Greer previously. I apologize.
That's okay.
These are my files, so let me find Ashby.
And then also I'm gonna put Mr. Bowditch in a breakout room with, or excuse me, I'm putting Mr. Bowditch in a breakout room with Mr. Ashby.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr.
He's
Bowditch
standing-
has Mr. Ashby's file that has the offer written on it.
Okay, and then I have Mr. Miller, which is the other felony that the felonies were dismissed and there remains a domestic violence and a malicious destruction. So
I have Dante Liggett. I'm actually standing in for
No,
attorney.
I don't have
Randall
Mr. Liggett,
Upshaw
Miss
on
Greer,
Mr.
Miss Greer,
Liggett,
Miss
And
Greer.
we just want
Ms.
to
Greer?
set a Zoom
I think
exam
she's in
date.
another court and didn't mute you.
Miss Greer, you have to mute.
Washington. I'm representing Peon 4. It's the PCC.
Mr. Bowditch, I'm gonna have you do these cases.
Your
I'm
Honor,
gonna
Yes, Your
put
Honor.
you,
sorry, we were talking about Mr. Miller.
I'm gonna put him in, I only have one attorney, so I'm gonna just put him in with Mr. Ashby right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're welcome, and then you'll do Miller and then Burns.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Hang on just a second, come on in.
All right.
No, you're good, hang on. Hang on 1 minute, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room. Mr. Ashby and Mr. Bowditch, go ahead and hit join.
We're asking to waive her arrest.
All right, the court will waive arrest for days following the cause happened. How would you like to proceed?
I'm asking.
Good morning, Miss Morgan. What time is your case scheduled?
10:40.
Is it Morgan or is it a different name?
It's under Thomas Cheatham.
Ah, got you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Bowditch.
Ready, Your Honor.
Hang on just a second. There you go. On People versus Brandon Ashby.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Ashby.
And have you had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Ashby?
Yes, Your Honor, I've explained all of his options to him. At this point, Mr. Ashby is requesting a bench trial.
Is that live?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a live bench trial date on Tuesday. Oh, hang on just a second. What was that date that we were giving, Mr. Bowditch or
The
Mr.?
11th, I'm sorry,
The
the 10th,
10th,
of- the
the
10th of
10th.
next month.
Yeah, on November the 10th at 9:30.
Now, Your Honor, would this be Ms. Belcher's case?
It's actually yours.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You've made contact now, and so it's your case.
Ms. Belcher has been working on it, Your Honor. I'm
Oh,
I'm
has
all
she?
right with
Okay, then
these.
you can work it out with her then. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her situation was this morning that she couldn't appear. Miss
I
Pat just
think-
asked you to stand in. I don't care. I'm just gonna make a note that it's either you or Belcher.
Yes, Your Honor. I just don't want to step on anybody's toes.
No, well, you can work it out with her.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Oh, Your Honor, Mr. Ashby is being tethered as a bond condition. He was wondering if the court could change the location of his tether.
What's the locate, what's the new location?
It would be
There we go. Go ahead,
Um,
Mr. Ashby.
okay. It'd be 1862 Steiber in Westland, Michigan.
Can you spell that?
Steiber, Steiber, I believe, Your Honor.
And was that Westland?
Yes, ma'am. Or
Do you know
yes,
what the- Do you know what the zip code is?
I unfortunately do not.
All
Or
right, it looks like we have a phone number. I'm gonna go off the live stream to get your contact